What if some of the most important details about Michael Jackson were never meant to be public? Years after his death, leaked emails exposed private conversations about his health, business deals, and final tour. But what do these emails actually reveal? And why do they still matter today? Let's start with the truth. There are no secret, personal emails from Michael Jackson himself that suddenly leaked. But there are emails, very real ones, written by executives, promoters, and insiders around him. And these emails changed how people understand his final years. 1. The emails that shocked the industry. Back in 2012, during a high-profile legal case involving AEG Live, a series of internal emails were made public, and they completely reshaped how people viewed Michael Jackson's final comeback. These emails were never intended for fans or the press. They were private communications between executives handling the logistics and planning of the This Is It tour. What made these documents so shocking was the insight they provided into Jackson's condition and the concerns of those closest to the production. While the public narrative celebrated a powerful, historic return to the stage, the emails revealed that some insiders were already worried about his health and readiness. In their words, Jackson was struggling both physically and mentally, even before rehearsals had fully begun. The tone of the messages suggested that his ability to meet the demands of the tour schedule was in serious doubt. This contrast between the polished, celebratory image presented to the world and the worrying realities behind the scenes was stark. On the outside, everything looked controlled, exciting, and destined for global success. Fans anticipated a triumphant comeback. Media coverage highlighted the spectacle, and Jackson's legacy seemed poised to reach a new peak. Meanwhile, internally, executives were navigating doubts, assessing risks, and acknowledging that the project might exceed Jackson's capacity at the time. The emails didn't just reveal concern, they exposed a significant gap between perception and reality. For many observers, this made the documents particularly unsettling. They illustrated how even the most meticulously crafted public narratives can mask genuine struggles, reminding fans and the industry alike that appearances can be misleading. The revelations offered a sobering look at the pressures placed on Jackson in his final months and underscored the complexities of staging a comeback for an icon of his stature. Ultimately, the emails provided a window into the human side of a global superstar, showing that behind the spectacle, there were very real challenges and vulnerabilities. Top of form, bottom of form. 2. The business pressure behind This Is It. Now let's talk about money. The This Is It residency in London wasn't just a series of concerts. It was a massive business undertaking. Dozens of shows were planned, with millions of dollars in projected revenue and overwhelming global demand. Fans around the world were eagerly anticipating what was billed as a historic comeback, and the financial stakes reflected that excitement. This wasn't simply about music or artistic expression, it was about rebuilding a financial empire. Michael Jackson's team, promoters, and investors all had enormous sums tied to the success of the tour. Every ticket sold, sponsorship deal, and merchandising opportunity represented millions of dollars. The potential gains and the pressures were immense. The internal emails revealed how this financial reality shaped decisions. Even when serious concerns were raised about Jackson's health and readiness, the business machinery continued to push forward. Why? Because so much money was at stake. Canceling or delaying shows could have meant significant losses for the company, jeopardizing contracts, partnerships, and projected profits. The economic pressure created a situation where the financial incentives often outweighed personal or health considerations, keeping the tour on schedule despite red flags. In other words, the system prioritized revenue and logistical commitments over well-being. The emails made it clear that the momentum of the business was relentless. They illustrated how commercial stakes can influence decisions, sometimes at the expense of the very people the project depends on. For Jackson, this meant that even as insiders worried about his physical and mental condition, the tour's financial engine pushed forward leaving him caught between personal limits and enormous economic expectations. Ultimately, the "this is it" emails revealed the harsh reality of the entertainment industry. Massive revenue streams bring immense pressure, and the pursuit of profit can sometimes overshadow human concerns, no matter how iconic the star. 3. Health versus profit. The real conflict. This is where things become serious. The leaked emails created one big question. Was Michael Jackson being protected or pushed? Some communications showed that insiders were aware he might not be ready for such a demanding schedule. But at the same time, preparations continued. This shows a clear conflict. On one side, health concerns. On the other, financial pressure. And in high-level entertainment business, financial pressure often wins. 4. The Sony email leaks, another layer. Years later, another major moment changed how people understood the business behind Michael Jackson's legacy. In 2014, Sony Pictures was hit by a massive cyber attack, and thousands of private emails were leaked online. These emails didn't directly expose Jackson himself, but they revealed something just as important: how valuable his brand still was years after his death. Inside these internal discussions, executives talked openly about using his music, image, and legacy in global marketing campaigns. The goal was simple: boost sales, increase engagement, and connect products to one of the most recognizable names in history. 5. The posthumous music controversy. Now let's go deeper. After his death, new songs were released under his name. But not everyone believed they were real. Some tracks from the album Michael 2010, like Breaking News, sparked major controversy. Fans and even family members questioned whether it was actually his voice on those songs. This led to lawsuits and disputes with Sony over authenticity. Eventually, some of these tracks were removed from platforms after legal battles. 6. What these emails really show. If you step back and look at everything together, a pattern appears. These emails reveal 3 key things. 1. The industry is business first. Even the biggest artists are part of a financial system. 2. Pressure never stops. Even at the highest level, there is constant demand to perform, produce, and profit. 7. The financial reality. Important insight. Let's break this down in a simple way. Michael Jackson's brand is still worth hundreds of millions. His estate continues to generate revenue through music streaming, licensing deals, merchandise, film and documentary rights. And this is where the real lesson is. They show pressure behind success, business behind art, reality behind fame. And once you see that, you can't look at the industry the same way again. If you found this breakdown useful, you can like the video or subscribe for more simple, honest insights like this. And if you want to understand how the entertainment industry really works behind the scenes, check out the next video on your screen.